Hello, I'm Phil Ryan, and
I'm Dan Richards.
we're here to talk about Nikon's big new camera, the D700.
I wasn't expecting this camera.
Not at all.
I was expecting maybe an update of the D80 to the D90 or something like that.
That is exactly what I thought we were going to see.
We never thought we'd see this camera. Never.
No, not in a million years. But
let's explain why we're so amazed by it.
essentially, it's just a smaller version of the D3, which is one of the most powerful cameras out on the market right now. There are really very few compromises that you have when you're stepping down from the D3 to the D700. It's got the same sensor, same autofocus and metering systems.
The same ridiculous ISO range, up to ISO 25,600.
25,600.
And that's achieved by very large pixels on the 12 megapixel sensor.
Yeah, and serious noise reduction expertise on Nikon's part.
Very low noise at ISO 6400, for example. Perfectly usable.
Yeah, I mean, all the shots I got on the D3 at 6400 were beautiful. I mean, I shot plenty of very, very low light situations. So this should be really a remarkable camera. I'm imagining that most wedding photographers will probably go crazy over this because the power to be able to shoot in low light at a reception or something like that and get really great results on a camera that isn't huge. I mean, it's only a little bit bigger than the D300.
What's left off it? There really isn't much left off it.
Not really. I mean, your viewfinder magnification obviously is going to be lower because it's a full frame sensor, and that's what happens. It's a natural side effect. It's very competitive with other full frame cameras out there still, so there's that.
The framing rate isn't quite what the D3's is, but it's still respectable. 5 frames per second.
Yeah, that's
right out of the box, and if you put a battery grip on it, the auxiliary battery grip, you get 8 frames per second.
And that's the same battery grip that fits the D300, by the way. So, yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, when you're shooting in burst, you can get up to 23 12-bit RAW files or 20 14-bit. I mean, 20 shots, that's a lot of shots. So,
and JPEGs it can get.
JPEGs, it goes until the card fills up. So it just keeps going and going and going.
Now, it doesn't have quite the shutter either of the D3.
Right.
It has 150,000 cycle shutter rather than the 300,000 cycle shutter.
Yeah. But at the same time, 150,000 is a lot of cycles.
Yeah, I mean, that's pro level right there.
Yeah, so there's really, it has the same DX crop mode, so if you do put a DX lens instead of a full frame lens on there, it automatically switches that out. There's really not a lot.
They've actually added some things. They've added a feature to scene recognition, which determines how to set the metering and autofocus. They've added face detection in that, so it can actually track a face through the frame.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
And they've added an auto setting to D-lighting. D-lighting is the system that keeps detail and highlights and shadows.
Yeah, and adjusts exposures and things like that.
They've added an automatic setting for that.
So, pretty amazing. I think that this is going to be a big one for Nikon. What do you think?
It certainly is, and
at least Canon
this is
trying to play catch
more
up.
than a shot across Canon's bow, because the 5D, their full frame camera under $3,000, is now very dated.
Yeah,
they've got to get on the stick.
Add to that that Nikon's beefed up their high-end flash. They're going to come up with an SB900 to replace the SB800. There's a lot going on
It's
there.
quite a package.
Well, we'll see how everything plays out, see what Canon does in response. But so far, that's the D700 for you. I'm Phil Ryan.
I'm Dan Richards.
Keep shooting.